Hello and welcome back to another video on the JJ Think Tank. In this one, I want to talk about Varoufakis' book, Talking to My Daughter, A Brief History of Capitalism. Now, obviously, Varoufakis analyzes capitalism from the perspective of the left, and I still have a conflict in my mind, perhaps whether I agree with the more left-wing perception of capitalism or with the right-wing perception that capitalism ultimately is a good system that increases the wealth and prosperity of all its citizens. Yes. I don't know. I mean, what I would say at the moment is that we don't really live in a capitalist system. Capitalism has morphed into kind of a state corporate model, and therefore there isn't true competition taking place. True competition is not taking place. The market and all the markets have been captured by governments and major corporations, multinational corporations, which I think is ultimately to the detriment of all citizens, because this state corporate model, it serves really only the interests of the elites, and these elites, they are now targeting the middle class. Those who serve the system, they think they might get away with it, that they might be on the winning side, but I think ultimately this current system of ours will ultimately bite these people in the back, and we all need to recognize that by and large we are in this together. We should all start to fight against this state corporate model that they are building. These elites are building for us, and I think Varoufakis notices this. This neoliberal system is called neoliberalism. This neoliberal economic model, and other commentators notice this as well, such as Naomi Klein. So she wrote the book The Shock Doctrine. So I've reviewed this book already. You can find it on my channel. I've got it here somewhere, but I can't find it at the moment. Naomi Klein agrees with Varoufakis. Ha-Joon Chang, I think, agrees with Varoufakis as well. Ha-Joon Chang, he's another great economist, and I recommend reading his books. But let's talk about Varoufakis now, and about his book, this short book here. I like this book because he explains economic issues via well-known stories, yes? And this helps us to understand economics more, and why it's one of the most important kind of subject areas, yes, that we need to understand. Every citizen should understand a bit about economics, and how economics really affects our lives, yes? How all these economic policies really how they affect our lives, as I just said. I just repeated myself, but we need to know exactly what is going on and formulate our own economic views, yes, and assert our position. So now I'd like to go into my article, share some information and perhaps unpack things further. So Varoufakis, in this book, he's able to make difficult concepts more digestible for the reader. So he sees an allegory in the story for a particular process that occurs in the economy, and this is why this book was so great, because it approaches economics from a new angle. It approaches economics in a new light. So, one favorite of mine in the book was when he refers to the Oedipus play by Sophocles to describe the labor and money markets. In Oedipus Rex, the prophecy that Oedipus kills his father and marries his mother becomes self-fulfilling, because by trying so hard to avoid it to happen, both on the part of Oedipus and his father Thebes, by these very actions the prophecy is fulfilled. Now, how does this relate to the economy? This is what Varoufakis says, yes? So the people who make up these markets, such as entrepreneurs, who see wages and interest rates falling, can prophesy that economic activity will go down or remain slow, and so they avoid borrowing money and hiring workers, thus ensuring that wages and interest rates stay low or fall further, fulfilling their own prophecies. So instead of recovering, the economy falls victim to their pessimism, which only perpetuates itself and intensifies. So I guess this is taking place now, by and large. Entrepreneurs can see, well, well, they can see and they can hear, because obviously the information that we consume has an impact on our worldview. And obviously, right now, there's a lot of negative information out there. And therefore, the entrepreneurs of our world, the people with a lot of money, they do not want to take risk. And so by having a negative conception of the future, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as Varoufakis argues. Here, I guess we could counter his argument by saying that unfortunately change is inevitable. I don't think we should save all these jobs, really. If AI can come in and do a better job and replace these workers, then perhaps this is a good process. This is what the right wing would say. I guess here perhaps we can agree with them, yes. But I think not all jobs should be replaced by AI. I think many of these jobs should still be performed by humans, because the human being has a unique perspective on a given context, yes, on a given situation that a robot or a machine, etc., will not have, yes. So I guess it's about deciding which jobs should be replaced and which ones shouldn't, yes. This is my view. But yes, this is the first story that I recall, and which I shared in my article. The next important section was Varoufakis' description on the role of public debt and government bonds in lubricating the economy. Because this is true, we want money to flow. Because the faster that money flows, the faster and the more frequent and yes, the more frequent that this money is exchanged, the better it is for the economy. We want money to be exchanged regularly and quickly between people. Yes. Because if this doesn't happen, then and things start to dry up, yes, and public debt and government bonds are a way of facilitating this, because these financial instruments, as Varoufakis argues, they can be recycled easily and are the most liquid of all assets. And I think this is a key way to understand the economy, because when I was young in the past, I really tried to understand how does the economy work and what is the economy. How does it actually function? What is the role of money, etc.? And now I guess I'm coming to this view that the economy really is how quickly money can be exchanged, how often money is exchanged between citizens. If money is exchanged frequently between citizens, if if citizens engage in a lot of economic activity, and therefore by extension, money is exchanged frequently, then I guess this is a good sign. Yes, it shows that the economy is functioning. But if things are jammed, if everyone starts to save, if no one starts to spend, if no one spends, then I don't think this is a good sign. Yes, obviously, some people simply don't like to spend money, and that's okay. But then ultimately, spending is what drives the economy. If we all just hoard our wealth and don't do anything with it, then nothing happens. Yes, because this money ultimately is worthless. It's just paper, or it's just numbers on a screen. So this is what Varoufakis then said. Yes, about these assets. Yes, and I'll just share what he wrote here. I try to put these ideas in my own words. So when depositors require money from the bank, the bankers can quickly sell a government bond to fulfill the depositor's request. Moreover, by the government spending this money, public debt, initially, it also directly increases the recycling process of the economy. Okay, so yes, he's elaborating on the idea that the economy is basically a recycling mechanism. And if more recycling occurs, I guess, if money is exchanged more often, then this is a good sign. And yes, so this is why I wrote here. I know I'm repeating myself, but it brought home the idea that in essence, a well-functioning economy is one in which money is constantly changing hands, ideally at a rate as fast as possible. So this was really an enlightening idea. Simple idea, but quite enlightening. And then I think the most important point that he brings up, and one that I definitely agree with, is that economics is not apolitical. Money is never apolitical. I mean, this is a lie. Unfortunately, money is political. The economy is partially a political issue. And Varoufakis, like many other commentators, he reveals that we are more beholden to oligarchs and to bankers than we think we are. These oligarchs, these bankers, these economists, the corporate elite, the corporate state model, it has a sway over us. They do control our lives to a degree, and they are the source of all this chaos. We could argue. I think a lot of other thinkers have noticed this. They talk about this boom bust cycle, how wars are a creation of this elite class in order to boost the economy, etc. So it's not a new idea, really. Varoufakis is just sharing this idea again. So this is why Varoufakis argues that in theory the central bank in each country is independent, but de facto it's under the supervision and manipulation of oligarchy and the bankers, and they are all unelected. I guess here we don't know whether the bankers of different countries, the oligarchy, we don't know how much they cooperate with each other. Is there a rivalry taking place between them, or do they actually cooperate ultimately with each other? Yes, we can't. It's hard to tell. Yes, I don't think it's so easy to tell. I mean, there's this idea that the Bank of International Settlements. I've heard that this is the main bank. I think this is the bank. The Bank of International the Bank for International Settlements is an international financial institution which is owned by members of central banks. So this is the bank of all banks, apparently. Oh, this is what I've heard. I think this is the bank. And it's like a super bank. Gosh. I guess these banks and these oligarchs, this corporate global elite, they're working in the shadows to influence affairs and outcomes. Yes, they direct political events. So, settlements. Yes. Yes, this is. I mean, all of these issues are interesting to me because I used to study international relations and economics, history at university. So I know a little bit about this subject, and I think Varoufakis, in general, I think his worldview is quite accurate. Because what I like about Varoufakis is he's not only an intellectual, but he's also a doer. Yes, he was involved in the real world. He knows what he's talking about. Varoufakis, he was involved in the world of economics, politics. He met all the people who are in power. He was a finance minister in Greece, so he knows what he's talking about. Yes, he's not stupid. He's not like a left-wing ideologue. Yes, I don't think he is, and therefore that's why I agree with a lot of his opinions. I mean, sometimes he's wrong, maybe about climate change. I think this is wrong. This climate change is a bit of a myth. But when it comes to the economy, he is able to shed a lot of light, and it's a shame what's happening to Greece because the West is killing Greece. I mean, the Western civilization. They say that Greece and Greek culture and Greek philosophy is the source of Western civilization, but look how all these Western institutions are treating Greece. They're treating Greece in a very destructive manner, really. I mean, Greece is in debt because of these ridiculous loans and these obligations that these institutions have enforced on the Greek population. Well, I guess we'll see what will happen. Yes. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Quite a short one. I don't want to talk more about the issue because I've covered everything I wanted to cover in this video today. If you're still listening, thank you very much for hanging in there and listening to what I have to say. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you tuning in to the JJ Think Tank. You could have spent your time elsewhere, but you decided to spend your time here with me. If you're a new viewer, please consider liking and subscribing. It will help me grow the channel. Comment, let me know what you think, if you agree, if you disagree. I'd like to know your perspective. And yes, perhaps I might be wrong on some issues, so by commenting you could perhaps show some of my errors, yes. But anyway, thank you once again for listening, and I wish you all the best. Take care.